What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update. First of all, I want to say that my prayers go out to everybody that is still dealing with power issues and winter storms. There's approximately still 1 million people without power. Some people in Texas have now restored power, but let me know how it is where you are. It's just really cold right here. You can still see the snow on the tree over there. But we got about a foot of snow here in Northeast Ohio, but we didn't lose power or anything like that. Let me know how it is where you are, because I know in Texas and some of the surrounding states, it's still basically a state of emergency. So our prayers go out to you. Also, later on at the end of the episode, I'll give you an update on my health if you're interested on that and how the doctors went with me. All right, we got lots to report on the third stimulus check package and everything related. So let's jump right in. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't yet so you don't miss out on new updates on the third stimulus check and the other stimulus packages coming out. New jobless claims came in worse than expected, the worst report in over a month, which basically shows that our economy is not recovering as fast as we thought, and more stimulus is needed as over 100,000 people extra lost their jobs more than expected in the last week alone. 861,000 new Americans filed for unemployment claims for the first time just last week alone. And when you combine this with people on PUA and self-employed unemployment claims, is over 1 million new people filing for jobless benefits just in the last week alone, which is far, far beyond the levels we were at pre-pandemic. And this basically just says that unfortunately, the economy is not getting better as fast as we would like, or even close to it. And this really just begs for the need for more stimulus. The stock market immediately dropped after finding out this new information today and continued to be down for the entire day as well. Nobody's happy about this news. Although Walmart has taken it upon their own to raise the minimum wage for about half of all Walmart employees are now making $15 an hour or more, as Walmart's basically stepping up to do what the government can't. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon says, "We completed a strong year and a strong quarter four thanks to our amazing associates. They stepped up to serve our customers and members exceptionally well during a busy holiday period in the midst of a pandemic. Change in retail accelerated in 2020. The capabilities we built in previous years put us ahead, and we're going to stay ahead. Our business is strong, and we're making it even stronger with targeted investments to accelerate growth, including raises for 425,000 employees in the frontline roles driving the customer experience." In a memo obtained by Yahoo Finance, CEO John Furner said the wages for Walmart's 425,000 store associates in digital and stocking work groups would increase to a range of $13 to $19 per hour, depending on location and market, and the pay increase will take effect on March 13th. This comes after Walmart already in September raised wages for an additional 165,000 employees in their Walmart supercenters. This comes as Congress cannot decide on what the minimum wage should be, as Democrats are still pushing to have $15 an hour minimum wage in the third stimulus check package, as the package is finalized on the subcommittee level and will be going to a vote here shortly. Although the question is, will it pass the Senate, as some Senate Democrats do not want that in the bill? And just today, we had a new announcement from Republican Senator Mitt Romney that the Republicans will be announcing their own bill for a minimum wage. Although they didn't give us a number of what the minimum wage will go to, they said we have to wait till next week. This is actually good news, because if they can't pass the third stimulus check package with the minimum wage raised to $15 an hour, which doesn't go to $15 an hour until 2025, it goes up by about $1 or $2 per year until then we'll at least see the counter offer from the Republicans on what they're willing to do. My guess would be $10 to $11 an hour over the course of the next 5 years, probably about $1 an hour raise per year if I had to guess. So, I mean, there's a lot of pros and a lot of cons to raising the minimum wage. There's people that are making minimum wage that say it's the greatest thing ever. And there's people that are not making minimum wage that are basically saying, well, it's going to raise the price of goods and services and gas and food and everything else. But in all fairness, minimum wage has not been raised in over 10 years at all on the federal level. Some states have, but a lot of states have not. So it is probably time for somewhat of a minimum wage raise. The question is, will the Democrats be able to pass it with $15 an hour minimum wage in the third stimulus check package? Or are we going to have to compromise with the Republicans and maybe see a smaller minimum wage increase that may take effect, say, a dollar per year over the next 4 to 5 years? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. President Joe Biden indicates that he's willing to open to negotiation on the $15 an hour minimum wage if they can't pass it in its entirety in the next stimulus check package. Biden suggests that he could be open to a longer phase in than the current plan of 5 years in the Democratic legislation. He also argued that phasing gradually up to $15 an hour could be beneficial while having less potential effects on business owners, especially during this pandemic. He did, however, say that no one should work 40 hours a week and live in poverty, but it is totally legitimate for small business owners to be concerned about how that changes. He says, quote, let's say you said you're going to increase the minimum wage from $7.25 between now and the year 2025 to $12 an hour or to $13 an hour. You'd double someone's pay, and the impact on business would be absolutely diminished, and it would grow the GDP. He says, I do support a $15 an hour minimum wage, and added that he thinks the weight of evidence shows that a $15 an hour minimum wage would help workers without much adverse effect on businesses. He says, but that's a debatable issue. Walmart CEO, one of the largest employers in the country, also urges that we urgently need to pass the next stimulus check of $1,400 and says that customers spent their recent stimulus checks on necessities such as groceries rather than the rarely reported big screen TVs. Indicate that more families are hurting and need help. He said the spending patterns indicate that more families are hurting and need help. Next, let's go to Vice President Kamala Harris, where you can hear personally on the third stimulus check package what is going on.
And let me be clear, we all know this. Our economy cannot fully recover unless women can participate fully. So I think we all believe, this is a national emergency. Women leaving the workforce in these numbers, it's a national emergency, and it demands a national solution. So that brings me to the American Rescue Plan, which I know you all are familiar with, you have read, you have helped inform. And we do believe that the American Rescue Plan is a very big part of the solution to this issue. And in many ways. One, it will get immediate relief to women workers, including $1,400 checks to those who need it, and at least $3,000 in tax credits to parents for each of their children. And the beauty of the significance of this is by doing that, we will lift up nearly half of the children who are living in poverty in our country. It will also provide funding, the American Rescue Plan will also provide funding to help schools safely reopen and make a big investment in childcare to help providers keep their doors open. And it will get America vaccinated. So simply put, the American Rescue Plan will help get women back to work. And I'm so grateful for these members of Congress who are championing the key provisions of this bill. And you know that we're so pleased and excited to work with you. And of course, today is about hearing from you and about how the American Rescue Plan speaks to the needs of the women that you represent and how you are helping those women tell their senators and representatives, of course, the four that we have here don't need to be told, they're leading the charge, but how you are helping the women who have so much at stake to share their stories with their members of Congress, telling them what is at stake for their families, because we need your help. We got to get this bill signed into law. Each day of this pandemic is a very long day for folks who have lost their jobs, for the children who are not able to go to school, for the parents who are juggling all of the interests that are important about sustaining and protecting their families. So with that, it is my pleasure to introduce my friend and former colleague, as she is well known, a mom in tennis shoes who runs hard in the Senate. Our dear friend, Senator Patty Murray, the chair of the Senate Help Committee. Patty.
Thank you, Vice President Harris.
Thank you.
It is such an honor to be here with all of you today. The American Rescue Plan really shows a commitment to women as equal partners in our economy and our country's future. Take childcare. We've long had a childcare crisis in this country for everyone, and it has always made things especially challenging for families of color and families who are paid low incomes. And now with COVID-19, child care providers are struggling to keep their businesses afloat, making it harder for our frontline workers to stay on the job. And guess who's more likely to be working and responsible for childcare in this pandemic? Mom. Women are leaving the workforce because of this. So without support, more child care providers will close, and child care workers, who are mostly women, are going to continue to lose their jobs. And whether they're working or not, studies show women also disproportionately are tackling the challenges of remote learning, which is one of the many reasons it is absolutely critical we get our students back to the classroom for in-person instruction safely. The American Rescue Plan provides the resources that our students and schools need and helps families afford childcare and supports our childcare workforce and the providers. Look, our ability to recover from COVID-19 depends on women's ability to recover, which is why we are working so hard to get this bill done. And I'm proud to turn this over to Chair Rosa DeLauro.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says that January's $600 direct stimulus payments finally brought a glimmer of hope, a 5.3% surge in retail sales. These strong numbers prove that direct payments not only provide urgently needed relief, they also boost our economy. She retweeted a post that says a big jump in retail sales in January, 5.3% over a year ago. Why? The $600 stimulus checks did fuel extra spending, just like what happened in May and June from the first stimulus check. Many people I've spoken to say they used the money right away for food, rent, gas, and etc. They're kind of trying to prove this because Republicans in the Senate are saying that the majority of people are going to save the money and not spend the money on food, gas, and bills, and it will not help the economy, which I personally don't agree with, but you can let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I see your comments, so I know the struggle is real, and I know that Congress is a little out of touch sometimes when it comes to this with the amount of money they make versus the average everyday person who is living paycheck to paycheck or even worse. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Remember, I am just the messenger. I cannot pass the bill for you. I wish I could, but remember, stay positive. We are a positive group. We've always been a positive group. I always bring you positive energy. The third stimulus check is coming. It's obviously, it just takes time to write a 5,000-page bill, pass the reconciliation process, and get it to the floor. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says that the bill is finalized on the subcommittee level. It is now being gone over by the Congressional Budget Office to make sure that everything is correct and can be passed through the reconciliation process. So we honestly should have a vote here very soon. Also, let me update you guys on my health. You know, I went to the doctors. I think you can actually see my arm there. That's actually from a few days ago where they stuck me and took blood out of my arms and all sorts of tests. And I've been on prednisone steroids for about like 3 or 4 days now. It makes my face even more red than normal. My face just is red in the winter because I basically have no tan. I've lost it all at this point. And yeah, my face is always red. If I scratch myself here, I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen right now, but you'll see comments saying, "Oh, he got a hickey." It's like, no, I actually just scratched myself. You could already see it happening. But yeah, the steroids have been helping my back a lot. I mean, I'm not 100%. It's not like it fixes the back issue. I have a pars defect in there, which is a spine defect. But really, the main issue is that my the nerve in the disc is coming out and pressing on a nerve, which sends pain all the way up my back, and it was actually like in my shoulder blades and my lungs, and it was like constricting my lungs and making it hard for me to breathe. That has been helped out a lot with the steroids. I have been dizzy though since the last few days. I know that can be a side effect of the steroids, but honestly, just the last like 2 years for both me and my wife, our health has been like not the worst it's ever been in our life. Before this, we were like super healthy people that would work out every day. If I was a wrestler for many, many years, and um, it's just kind of been like, hey, what are you gonna do? A lot of people have it a lot worse. Look, you can see my mark on my neck. People like, he's got a hickey. I'm like, nah, I just scratched myself before I filmed. But yeah, hopefully things continue to get better for us. I know a lot of people have it way worse than we do health wise. So I wish you guys all the health in the world, because health is one of those things that you can't do without. And it's hard to change. So I definitely, my prayers go out to everybody out there, especially the people right now that are dealing without power and heat. Uh, you know, my thoughts are with you. So I will keep you updated tonight. I have another video coming out at 11 p.m. Eastern. I actually have something interesting for you to show you in that video. That'll be 8 p.m. West Coast time. Make sure to subscribe down below and click the bell icon so you get notifications when we go live. We cover everything. Third stimulus check, the fourth stimulus package coming out after this, mortgage and rental assistance, student loan forgiveness, Social Security increases, and more. There hasn't been any updates on Social Security increases in the last 48 hours. That's why I really haven't talked about it. I will update you guys when we get more information. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.